Hello, yes, very different video because I've never seen a video like this, and it was literally the first thing that I was taught when I had a teacher, way back when I first started. So I asked my teacher, I mentioned to my teacher that I don't have a drum kit, like how could I practice these things? And my teacher essentially said, use your thighs, slap on your thighs, that's it. That's legit, that's all you have to do. End of lesson. No. So yeah, do that. Next step you could do is buy yourself a practice pad and some sticks as well. I really would recommend buying the sticks first if you just wanted to practice and maybe think about putting on the bigger investment towards a kit. That's what I would do. And then if you then decided that you wanted to carry on with drumming and you did have the funds to do so, I'd then also go and get a second-hand acoustic kit. Again, just because you can get one for upwards from sometimes £50, depends on how old it is and what kind of condition it is in. That's English sterling, by the way. And so on and so forth. I mean, the reason why I would do acoustic kit in particular instead of electric kit is, well, if of course you've got nice neighbours, because it is very versatile and it gets you used to actually using a proper kit, because you'll find that cymbals on an acoustic kit move a hell of a lot more than they do on here, and there is a different feeling when you're hitting a mesh pad or any other type of electric pad compared to the acoustic kit. So if you wanted to then go on and try and drum professionally or so and so forth, you'd be using acoustic kit as well, because they're just so much more versatile. There's so much more you can do with that sound. Probably a few electric pieces in that acoustic kit, but mainly it will be an acoustic kit. So that's the next step, I'd say. Right, so what would you practice? Let's move on to that quickly. I don't want to spend too long on this because, like I said, it's just a small thought that I'd never seen before. And yeah, why not? So there is a beautiful book called Stick Control, which I recommend to every drummer. I think every drummer in the world probably uses this book. I don't actually have it, which is funny considering the fact that I'm talking about it. But Stick Control is your go-to book. It's like the Bible of drumming. What it does is it lays out a lot of practice routines that you can use, and it's got a lot of explanation about why you'd use it and so on and so forth. So I highly recommend you go get that book or read it, find it on the internet or so on and so forth. Or find a better video that explains it. By the way, I'll go through the first rudiments, is what they're called. First 3 rudiments that I ever learnt. I think they're the only 3 that I actually practice every day. Probably the most important ones. So, first of all, you've got this straight, simple right-left rudiment, which is simply 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. All you're doing is hitting right, left in a straight, singular pattern, whilst counting, of course. And you'll find that I'm not hitting it as in 1, 2, 3, 4 with right and left on each beat. I'm actually hitting it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And the reason why we do that is to get you used to not just hitting on the count. And that's also how to count in between. So that's how you count 8. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, which is the easiest way of doing it in English. You also have different divisions within a beat of 4. So there's 8, there's 16, there's 32. And each ones you can count differently. So 16 will be 1 E and a, 2 E and a, because it fits nicely for English. Anyway. The 32 I don't actually know what to use for that, because it's you've got to fit that many more little notes in that 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and I generally don't count that precisely. I'm just counting on the beats. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. But as a beginner, you should always be doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, or 1 E and a, 2 E and a, depending on how many notes you're hitting and what you're doing. So yeah, you do that. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Nice and simple, right, left. all the way through. That's your first one. So your second one, you're counting exactly the same, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but instead you're going right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. And of course this gets you used to using the sticks twice in different areas, which you may, if you do watch my videos, you may have seen me do that a few times, where I like doing it on this one, so you've probably seen it very few times, where I just go like that as part of a fill. Don't do it all the time, and I definitely don't do it like that all that often, but there we go. So again, I'll show you again. So that is again 1 and 2 and I'll just do it for you. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Nice and simple. And there we go. So, and then the final one is the paradiddle, which is probably the most important one, because it teaches you how to separate your hands properly and how to change things up. So you're going straight from a single into a double, and you can learn. It's all about getting that muscle memory inside your head, so you can use it whilst you're playing. So that goes right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Again to the counting, so it's 1 and 2, 3. Whoops. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So right, left, left, right, right, right. Wow, I'm messing up this. You can tell I don't normally say it out loud. So it's right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. And of course, I'll explain why you're counting, which I think I did. But it's basically just to smooth it out, even it out. So you know you're hitting in the right place at the right times. After all, with music, you're not hearing it all patched around all over the place. And if you are, that's probably because the drummer's either not very good or it's a particularly strange beat. A very strange beat, in fact. Or, yeah, like I said, or something's just not running right, so somebody's out of time. Which is also potentially a reason. But that's how you do it. So, hopefully you saw all that, because I wasn't checking my angles, and the camera angles, which is bad, but oh well. Oh yeah, that does remind me. So, another thing that my teacher did teach me to do, especially when I was doing those rudiments, is to be moving your legs as well. So you'll be going 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you did it on a kit, it would sound like 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, that's getting you used to, getting you the muscle memory in there to you used to using your legs at the same time as your hands. So for the straight one, would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. I'm just trying to check that you can actually see the fact that I'm moving my legs, but there we go. Hopefully you did. And then of course for the other one, so it's again 1 and 1, counting all badly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and so on and so forth. So that's my suggestions. Anyway, I'll let you go now. It's terrible learning lesson video thingy for those who want to do drums but don't have the equipment yet.